Welcome everybody. Welcome to the 2026 HEAV Black Outreach Facebook Party. I'm excited to be here to share a little bit with you about what's coming up at the convention that is in less than a month. We have a lot planned. I have been working with the Black Outreach Committee. Just to introduce myself, I am Aisha Ackham. I'm a member of the HEAV board, and I am also the interim Black Outreach Coordinator this year. I've had the privilege of working with the committee for the last previous 2 years and then this year. And so we're excited just to be before you again, just to share a little bit about what's coming up. We're pretty excited about it. And I just want to share a few things with you. Well, first, let me introduce you to the committee, and then we'll share a few things about what's coming up. First, I wanted to introduce to you Whitney Williams. Hello, Whitney. Can you tell the group a little bit about yourself? You're muted.
Okay, well, let's do that again. Hey, my name is Whitney Williams. I am a homeschool mom of two. I currently live in Charles City, Virginia. And I am excited about Heave. Also, are we doing fun facts?
Yes.
Do you want me to give a fun fact? Okay.
Fun fact.
All right. So my fun fact, just to let you guys know, I was the coach of the youngest Food Network Chop Junior star, and she is from Virginia. So I coached Claire Hollingsworth at the Food Network Chop Junior.
That's fun.
That's my
Way
fun
cool.
fact.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for sharing. All right. Next, I want to
No
bring
problem.
up Tiara Latham. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, Tiara.
Hi.
Would you like to introduce yourself to the group?
Yes, hi, I'm Tiara Latham, and I have been homeschooling for 17 years.
I think we have a lull. Well, one moment.
Tiara.
Seem to have technical. Can you hear us? Technical difficulties. All right, hold on just a moment. We'll be back.
1 second.
Let's see. All right. Well, we'll see what that was, and
Yeah.
she'll be back. She'll be back because I definitely want to hear from her. Okay. Let's see. Next, let's pull up Anisha.
Yeah.
Anisha.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
My name's Anisha Belusi, and I am going to be taking Aisha's position next year. And I also am now the HEAV's office manager. Just started last week. Yay. And I also, my last baby actually graduated in 2022 from HEAV, which is exciting. So they're off doing their thing, and I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. Thank you. Do you have a fun fact you want to share with us?
Fun fact. I helped start a hybrid high school, which was actually fun, and being an administrative assistant, that was pretty cool.
That is. You pulled on all of that homeschool educational experience. Yay, we have
exactly.
Awesome. Tiara, okay, so you're back and we can hear you? Maybe.
There she is.
Okay. All right. What I'll do while she gets that settled is I'll bring on Kizzy Gray.
Greetings, I'm Kizzy Staten Gray. I'm a homeschool mom of 5, and I've been homeschooling for 17 years. A military veteran, and fun facts about me, I love to travel, dance, ride my bike, and thrift shop.
amongst many other amazing talents.
Yes.
Awesome. Um, all right, we got Tira back. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and give my fun fact because I didn't in my introduction. Um, I am Aisha Ackham again from Richmond, Virginia. So I live actually very close to where you did come when you come to the convention. I am a homeschool mom of 7 children, ages 26 down to 10. So I've been doing this a long time. I've been in this homeschool world. I think my first official year was probably 2004. My first convention was 2001, just because I was an overachiever and I was just really, really curious to see what this thing was all about. And my fun fact is about 2 years ago, I just leaned into this idea of like, homeschool moms can do fun things too. So I, with a group of other friends, 7 homeschool moms, went to St. Martin's for vacation during a break that most of us had during the school year, and it was a blast. It was like just at the time that we needed a refresh, and so 7 of us who all understood what life is like, we went together and had a great time and came back refreshed and ready to continue the year. So that's my fun fact. All right, let me see. Maybe. Okay, we got you back.
Hi, I'm
There you go.
Hi again. I'm back. Tierra Latham. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. And I have been homeschooling for about a year and a half now. And I guess a fun fact about myself will be that although I love to travel, I like to go out of town. I've actually never been on an airplane, and I'm actually a little afraid.
What?
So yes, that's.
Oh,
I would rather drive like 10 hours.
Well, then you get to see a lot of great scenery about the U.S., right? Way cool. Okay. Well, just to start off, one, I would love to hear who we have on here, and where you're from. So if you could put in the chat, like what part of Virginia or elsewhere that you might be visiting us from or logging in from, we would love to hear that. So just put that in the chat. And then I'm going to just say a few things about convention coming up. One, this registration is coming up. The registration deadline is coming up soon. It's May the 20th for pre-registration. And then, of course, that process just makes it a whole lot easier when checking in when you get there. So that's May 20th. So you have a few more days. And then also, of course, when you do, remember to register for Black Outreach Reception. That is right there. It's one of the many add-on options. It's free. We'd love to see you there. Another thing is I wanted to give a shout out to our keynote speakers. We have 4 main keynotes this year. And those are Joel Salatin. Anybody who's been around knows he's very popular, really advocating for home businesses. And we have former State Senator Nick Freitas. And we have music artist Francesca Battistelli. And then we have the founder of HSLDA, which is Mike Ferris. And they will all be speaking or leading us in worship on this weekend. And we're really looking forward to them. Pretty excited about that. Another thing that I wanted to pass on to you is that we are grateful, and you'll see scrolling along the bottom is all our sponsors. We have over 30 sponsors for HEAV in general. And specifically for Black Outreach, we're blessed to be sponsored by National Homeschool Advocacy, Kizzy Staten Gray, and HSLDA, and Empowered Homeschooler, Home Educators, that are all been so gracious as to sponsor a great event that we have planned. We couldn't do it without them. So we're just ever so grateful. And with that, I just want to turn it over to one of us. We have the privilege of having a person in dual purpose, as a coordinator, but also a sponsor. So I just wanted to give Kizzy Gray a moment to share a little bit with us.
Greetings again. If you just joined, I'm homeschooling for my or one more sacrifice to know that you want to do something different in your household. And you know you're called to this, and there's a decision that the whole family makes, and I honor you for that, for being here. And maybe you're on the fence deciding whether or not you want to do this, but you're in the right place. So most families are focused on getting through today so that they never think about planning for tomorrow. And by the time they're ready, time has passed, opportunities have closed, and windows get smaller. And that's not judgment, that's my story too. So what changed for me during our homeschool journey is my husband lost his job, and we went through a foreclosure, repossession, eviction, garnishment, all that kind of thing, spiraling out all while homeschooling. So our lives totally changed. And I thank God for bringing us out, restoring us, and putting us in community. So what I do now for homeschool families is that I help build clear, intentional roadmaps, one that covers financial literacy so that you can actually teach your children, retirement planning that doesn't depend on or hoping the economy and market cooperates, and a legacy strategy that protects your family for generations. It's not complicated, it's not overwhelming, just a real plan to build around your real life. So as a sponsor for this year's HEAVE convention, I'm giving away complimentary one-on-one legacy building assessment and strategy sessions for your family, from one homeschool mom to another. That's all.
That's awesome.
Sorry, I was muted. Okay, so my first question for the committee is just real briefly, like, why are you excited about convention? Why do you come? Why do you keep coming back?
I go first.
Yes.
Okay. This will be my third year at the HEAVE convention. I keep coming back because I keep finding my people. I keep finding my community. Like Kizzy emphasized how important that is and what a difference that makes. And it's just something special in being able to find the people who can speak the language, who understand the struggles, who understand the hiccups, the road bumps, and what it is we do from day to day. Even though our homeschooling day doesn't look the same, we get it. So that's why I keep coming back. It's a wonderful 3-day experience that sometimes I have my kids with me, sometimes I don't. It is what it is, but it's lovely. That's my spiel.
Awesome. Anybody else? How about Tiara? I know it's your first time. What are you looking forward to?
So I have, I'm not coming back. This will actually be my first time because I didn't go last year. But I'm really looking forward to just being encouraged and just for my kids to be able to see that we're not like alone in this journey, in this homeschool journey. This is something new for our family. Like we don't have anybody right now in our family who homeschools. So just to be able to see so many families come together, I think it would be encouragement for them and just, just you can grow weary sometimes because, asking questions, people asking questions about, why are you homeschooling? Don't you miss it? Don't you get overwhelmed? And, it's like, yeah, but now I feel like, I have more of a community. And so I want my kids to feel that as well. And just to solidify me and my husband's reason for wanting to homeschool in the first place and just, be able to come together and talk.
I'll jump in to answer that question too, which is because I've been coming for so long. I've homeschooled through all sorts of seasons with my oldest when she was 4, and then moving on to then having several children. So there were many different seasons that I was in, and I found that there was always a session or 2 or 5 that perfectly fit the season that I'm in. When I was suddenly found myself with teenagers, then that was a whole nother thing. When the culture got inundated with screens, and I was like, what do we do about this? And I'm hearing terrible things. There were sessions for that. Like, I found the HAV adapted very well to the varying things and tides of any stage of homeschool life. And then, and then there's a way to serve even when you've graduated all your children. So I've just loved it. Love coming back and seeing people, learning different things, getting encouragement, sort of a booster shot for I can do this another year. So that's my why. Anybody else? All right. So then let's see. My next question is, what are you looking for? Why the Black Outreach reception? Why should somebody come? What are you looking forward to with that?
I am looking forward to, again, you guys are going to hear me say this word over and over again, but community. I'm looking for community. I am looking for shared experiences. I'm looking for a good time. I'm looking for some food. I'm looking for some entertainment for my kids to leave me alone for a little bit. I am looking for the fellowship that my kids will have when they see other kids represented in a room, in a space that we'll be in. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. And getting to hang out with you guys. I really want to get off this computer and go have some fun. So yes.
That's awesome. Anybody else had anything they want to chime in about? Maybe who's been there in past years?
To the convention in past years?
Well, the Black Outreach can.
See, I guess I can't answer to that because when I was in it, they didn't have the little luncheons for the different groups. So this is amazing that they do have it, so everybody can feel like a part of something, and it can give those different groups from military, single parent, grandparent, Black, Hispanic, a place. So they don't feel like it's just for one certain group, and it's not. These groups have been on the rise, and they're still rising. So there's a place for everyone. And HEAV loves to make sure that everybody's included. Yeah,
I would agree. Yeah, absolutely. That is very, very true. So, Sierra, can you tell us a little bit about what's going to be happening? What do we have planned without giving away too many surprises or anything? What's going to be happening?
So we are going to, of course, have fellowship, lots and lots of fellowship. Looking forward to meeting everyone and seeing new faces. We're going to have a panel of experienced homeschool parents from different aspects of life. So whether, it's military, single parents, homeschooling, any of that. So different areas of life. It's going to be interactive, so we'll be able to talk to each other at the tables, answer questions, face-to-face connection with people. The kids are welcome to come. We'll have little activities for the kids. Even if you can't get a babysitter, you can still bring them. We're going to have food, fun. We're going to have giveaways. So lots of things are going to be taking place.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun. It was always in the past very fulfilling, and we're planning another packed a couple of hours. So now I have a question for Whitney. What is your biggest aha moment when you think back to your first year? What was a specific moment where you realized that I'm not crazy, I can actually do this?
It wasn't until probably I got home after everything had settled. While I was there, I was really like, oh my God, what am I doing? Am I crazy? But once I got home and I settled my thoughts and everything, I realized that I'm not alone in this. This is not new. This is not something that people have just discovered, last week. Just get connected. My aha moment was I figured out that people have support systems which make this thing great. I don't have to be at home and scrambling through thousands of worksheets and figuring out which curriculum is best. There's not a one size fit all. That's pretty much when the light bulb clicked. I was trying to find a blueprint. Um, and someone with some years on them told me, you will find it. You will get your thing and get your groove, and it'll work out just fine. So understanding that my homeschool journey doesn't look identical to anyone else's, and that's okay. Understanding that that is okay. Was a breath of fresh air, and it calmed me down tremendously, honey, because I was on a war path. I was on a war path. So it did wonders for me in understanding that there's no grade I need to attain or try to get to.
Okay, yeah, and so I will. My next question to Kizzy, for our veteran homeschools, or actually any of our veterans on here, what is the secret sauce that keeps your why strong when your daily how gets difficult? I mean, you kind of alluded to some of it, but like, what keeps you going? Because some of the days you're like, I'm not sure about this, and yellow bus syndrome kicks in. So,
Yes.
what was your secret sauce? 'Cause I know you have just curated a great experience for your kids.
Absolutely. First and foremost is my relationship with the Lord. So He's the one that gives us strength. It's our faith, right? Outside of that, I would say knowing your why. Why am I doing this? Why am I going against the grain in the first place? Why am I countercultural? I'm doing this because I want to raise my children countercultural, right? With great character, morals, values, and the things that I want to see in their lives. And so sticking on the purpose, staying focused on that, because the work that we're doing is a high calling. First of all, motherhood is a high calling in and of itself, let alone homeschooling on top of that. So we want to instill the values we want them to have. We know that they are our future. And so as we plan forth their future, just like the word says, in Joel chapter 33:3, God knows the plans He has for us. And so we know the plans we have for our children. We may have had a certain experience as we were in high school or what have you, in public school. We want our children to have a different experience. So we want to stay focused on the goal. The goal is not necessarily Harvard, but the goal is raising a Christ-centered heart in our children, and so that they can go and be future leaders that are making a difference and an impact in this world. And so it's bigger than just us, bigger than even our children. But what is our mission? To know God and make Him known. And so when we stay focused on that, we can pull from the strength of our faith to stand on when times are difficult, so that we can press on in the ebbs and flows of life, right? So we can do it. And then community is everything. We cannot do this without community. We cannot do this without each other, without convention, without the encouragement that we receive when we go to convention. We walk away saying, yes, I can stick in there. I can hang in there a little bit longer. Even if we were just on the ledge Friday or before we got there, we can say, I can do this. We can walk away because we see other moms that are in the trenches with us. And we know that we can together, we can do it, because it takes a village. You know, we're calling on each other like, girl, can you help me with algebra? Or can you help do this with my child, or carpool here? It all matters. We do this together. So that's what I would say too. Knowing your why, sticking close to it, and then, because on the other side of this, you will see the results. You will see the results of your graduate going on and thriving in life. And that's the encouragement. I go back to Psalms 139. It says, your children will rise up and call you blessed. It's not necessarily that they will utter those words, but their life will demonstrate all that we have poured into them. It is never in vain. It will come back to bless us. Amen.
Amen.
Somebody tell me, share a story about a connection that you made that saved your homeschool year.
I think for me, it was actually the first
I can.
Um,
So during one school year, I was
it's okay.
was somebody already talking? I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry, the
It's
only
okay. Go
person
ahead.
I'm able to hear this entire time is Aisha. I didn't hear anyone else talk the whole entire time. So my apologies.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. Well, one of you. Well, Anisha, go ahead and give your answer, and then Kizzy can.
Okay, so my moment was probably the first time I actually went to a Heave event. And I can't remember who it was. It was either Yvonne Bunn or actually Ann Miller. One of them had said that for you see all these parents when you go sometimes, and you see all these kids doing all these miraculous things, playing the harp and doing all this stuff, and you're going, I can't do that. And what they were saying was, you teach to your child's bend. That was my moment when I was like, oh, okay. Because, both my kids, they were different learners. One was a bookworm. The other one, she was artistic. So I had to learn how to teach to her bend to where, because I'm a bookworm, so to where she could thrive. And that was the moment where I was like, okay, I can do this. And, with the help from God, yeah, it was amazing. She flourished. And if I would have, did something else, I don't think she would have been able to be who she was supposed to be, who God created her to be.
That's really good. And Kizzy?
Okay. So one of the things when my family spiraled out of control financially because my husband lost his job when the economy crashed in 2009, my homeschool community came together and undergirded me not only in prayer, but in support with scholarship for my kids to continue into the homeschool program we were a part of, as well as bringing groceries, doing the practical things that we needed to be bailed out of the situation. So we locked arms in together, and it's that type of sisterhood and community that we get when there's strength in numbers and we pull together, that can help bring you out. And that was really how we survived that year. We couldn't have made it without the other moms saying, hey, I got your back. We in this together. We're going to make sure you see the end of this school year without, totally going under water because you feel like the water is above your head and you can't breathe. But those are the types of things that help each other, draw us out of the difficult places. So.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, anybody else? Sierra?
Yeah. I guess my connection was honestly when someone introduced me to you, Aisha. I had actually I think when we met, I don't know, I may have just pulled my kids out of public school. It was really hard. It was scary, but it was something that I honestly, I knew that the Lord was like, you need to go ahead and pull them now. And I remember talking to Aisha about it and really just kind of venting. I probably told her too much information, or it was just I don't know, I probably talked too much. But it was what I needed, a friend that I knew from, because we were at church, and a friend that I knew, and she was like, oh, you guys are homeschooling now? She's like, let me introduce you to Aisha. And so and she introduced us, and we, exchanged numbers, and I feel like months went by and we probably didn't talk for a little while, but then we reconnected again. But even, and just having someone to listen to me, and make me feel like I wasn't crazy for pulling them out, because it was difficult, in the middle of the school year, but it was just one of those things that was it was a quick decision I had to make. And so it just helped me to not feel so alone, to know that there were, even though, I was still getting my feet wet, there were still so many people out there, that I could make it. We weren't alone, we weren't alone. So.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's really good. Well, I feel like there was one more question. Oh, yeah. What would you say to a newcomer to welcome a first timer who just walked in? We've all been that person. First time at convention, first time at walking into Black Outreach. what is the one thing, the very first thing you would say to a nervous mom who walks through the reception doors for the first time? Like any tip or moment or,
Breathe.
you know, yes.
You're in the right place.
Just
Don't
breathe.
look around.
It's gonna be all
You're in
right.
the right place.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We're in this together.
Yes.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Make a connection, exchange a phone number. We're in this together. So that's very true. All right. Well, any final thoughts anybody wanted to add to this? Because we're coming close to our ending. Any other thoughts anybody wanted to throw out there? Okay. Awesome. Well, just to give final reminders, don't forget that pre-registration does end on May the 20th. And there's still registration at the door, but it works out so much smoother if you've pre-registered. And you also can bring a friend. HAV has a convention bring a friend program. So when you register, you then get your own code that you can pass on to people and say, hey, and so much more fun with a friend. And so definitely come and tell somebody else. I actually, that first time that I went when my daughter was like 14 months old in a stroller, and I brought whose daughter was 6 months younger than that. And we were there in our strollers, clearly not homeschooling for a few years, and we had a blast and we still remember it. So definitely make it a community experience, even if it's somebody who's just curious, and come and enjoy it. And I also, again, want to shout out and thank our sponsors because they're absolutely amazing. We couldn't have the reception, have food without them. And so we're just grateful, so grateful. And so that's National Homeschool Advocacy, is Gray, HSLDA, and Empowered Homeschoolers. We're just grateful for their commitment to helping us bring this forward. So with that, I think we're going to close for the night. But thank you all for coming and listening. And we look forward to seeing you there at the convention.